Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. Hope you're having a good one. What's good, what's good, what's good? So yeah, there is more than enough going on, right? Market's taking a huge dive, hence the lights are red. You've got CZ clamoring for audits. You just have a lot going on. You have regional banks that are failing. Does this feel like 2023? Does it make you reminisce about 2008? Yeah. Yeah, it does for me, because what they're saying is, well, it's bad loans. Bad loans led them here. So they didn't learn their lessons. Not we, them. They didn't learn their lessons. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Everybody's crying about crypto, but the banking industry is running rampant. Just saying. Just saying. So NASDAQ listed Zeta Network Group secures a $231 million Bitcoin backed loan. Sound familiar? Yeah, that's the company name is Strategy, but everybody still calls it MicroStrategy. You want to know why? Because the word strategy actually means something. Whoever changed the name to that was dumb as dirt. So it makes it hard to actually have people understand you're talking about the company. If you're reading, you can see the capital S and, you move on. But anyway, so it's a MicroStrategy play, right? Strategy went out there, bought a whole bunch of stuff, bought a whole bunch of Bitcoin and started taking loans against Bitcoin to buy more Bitcoin. And that's exactly what this company is doing. And that's what other companies are going to be doing. Gold hit a record high of over 4370. Or of $4,370. We should be paying attention. Yes, I have a bag of gold. Florida bill allows state funds a Florida bill would allow state funds to invest up to 10% in Bitcoin digital assets. Wow. Amazing. A state is catching on. It's crazy when you stop and think about it. Then you've got Japan extending securities laws. Let me get that. Japan extending securities laws for digital assets to curb insider trading because it's a problem. It is a problem. ECB warns against hasty rate cuts due to U.S. tariffs and inflation risks. And what they're saying is, listen, if you rush to go cut interest rates, you're going to have inflation problems. Like, everybody knows it. Nobody wants to hear it. That's the problem. That's the problem. The U.S. Fed, Jay Powell, has a tough job, a more than tough job. Go look it up. It's ridiculous. And now, we've got to deal with this. Mind you, how did we get here? I want you to remember how we got here. Were these tariff wars necessary? Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Just saying. There are better ways that we could have handled this. They were done this way to specifically manipulate the market. Just saying. Just saying. And who does that benefit? Sort of like $40 billion going to Argentina. Citi just sold a whole bunch of swaps to the United States, for pesos, for Argentinian pesos. Who does that benefit? Go look that up. Do your own research. Know your entries and exits, and absolutely invest deliberately. But what was going to be a $20 billion investment, which is disgusting to say the least, in Argentina, is now going to be a $40 billion one. $40 billion. Like I said, Citi just sold a bag of pesos debt to the United States, Argentinian debt. Just saying, pay attention, folks. There's nothing small about this. Nothing small about it. The Chinese economy slows to 4.7 growth. 4.7% growth. That is the slowest in the past, I think, quarter or something like that. So yeah, they're paying attention to it, and it's saying that, hey, it's prompting calls for domestic consumption shifting because of trade wars. We need to focus on consumption here, not consumption out there, is what they're thinking. Yeah. JP Morgan analysts say crypto native traders caused the market crash via deleveraging. Crypto market, yeah. The crypto market, let's be specific, because they were over leveraged and they lost. People wonder why I don't do that whole leverage game. This is why. You can get wiped out in a heartbeat. Wiped out and then some. They got wiped out and then some. That's why. But they didn't cause the whole market crash. Like the stock market crash? No. Regional banks did that. Bad loans. Even Jim Cramer says, yeah, bad loans. That's a very big deal with that. And there was a surge in bad loans. So you just started rubber stamping stuff? And we touched on this last night. Lex Luthor was like, yeah, you're going to see injections. And Lex has got a great point. Bank failures, you could see injections happening. And then I'm sitting back and I'm saying, I don't think you're going to see injections. You know what I'm going to think you see? Takeovers, consolidation. Banks go out of business, another bank picks up the assets. That's what I think is going to happen. Because you're proving again, just 2 years later, you don't know what the hell you're doing. Get out of business. All those executives, get out of here. Goodbye. Don't let the doorknob hit you where the good Lord split you. Just saying. Holy moly. Holy moly. Ripple Labs unveils a $1 billion plan to purchase XRP. To purchase and hold XRP. And some people will be like, oh, that's, that means they're not decentralized. No, it's a freaking investment. The same way securities firms are doing it, they're doing it. Or they're looking to do it. Just saying, pay attention to these things that are going on. Remember when I told you that the banking industry is very, intricate? There are a lot of different investment vehicles, and some of them you need like freaking Sherpas to move and maneuver around them and everything. You can see some of these things happening in the crypto space. Still a lot of news. Let me get to it. Sorry. Then you've got Ghana's central bank racing to finalize crypto regulation by year end. Why? Kenya, Nigeria, already in the mix. And people wonder why there's so much of a focus on Africa. Oh, you should be focused there. The greatest growth potential in the world happens to be Africa. Telling you, go pay attention, folks. Go pay attention. It's no joke. It's absolutely no joke. Then you've got RBI in India, Reserve Bank of India, leads financial transformation through CBDCs. That's right. They've been pushing their CBDC for a big time. Asset tokenization, AI, aiming for efficiency, transparency, and inclusivity. They're looking to modernize the whole country, which, if you take a step back, this is what I was alluding to over the past years. I've been talking about this. They have great growth potential, and they're going to realize it. The rest of the world is going to come to the realization that outsourcing to India is not as game-changing or money-saving as they thought. As a matter of fact, with each step up in India's transformation, the risk goes up for every company that's reliant upon India for resources. And some people sit there and just go, why? I just need you to think just a little bit. The resources that are being sought after in India are intellectual resources, white-collar jobs, the people that actually get the work done. You see where this is going? So if the work gets done over there, you have less knowledge over here. The less knowledge you have over here, yeah, that's a risk. Because you have less and less people on this side of the pond actually stationed with the business that actually know how it works. Don't you see that as a problem? I do. I don't know about you, but I find it to be an issue. Just saying, just putting that out there for you so that when you start going out there and you do your own research, you know your entries and exits, and you absolutely invest deliberately, that you can start to see those pearls of information and you start making your necklace. This is what we're talking about right now. It is no joke. It is absolutely no joke. What else do we have going on? Let's see. In 2025, crypto projects spent $1.4 billion in token buybacks. $1.4 billion in token buybacks. You want to know what platform was used the most? Hyperliquid. You guys hear me talk about Hyperliquid a lot, and I'm like, yeah, you did. Pay attention. Pay attention. The other one that you hear me talk about is Aster. Why? Competitor. Who owns that competitor? Changpeng Zhao. So yeah, you're going to see heavy competition. So whenever I see something on sale, like right now, I'm seeing blood in the streets. So what do I do when I see blood in the streets, even if it's mine? I invest. That's what I do. No, I'm not giving you financial advice. You want to know why? I'm not a financial advisor. Not at all. I'm just sharing with you my thoughts and opinions about the news that's out there right now and how I look at it, how I see it. And then I have discussions with you guys, with the GMB3 community. Just saying. What else do we have going on? This one's a good one. And I'm going to read you my notes verbatim. Binance's CZ urges stricter safeguards in digital asset treasuries post QMMM's $303 stock collapse. As SEC probes market manipulation and investors demand transparency. Yeah. I've been saying for a while, these treasury firms, what the heck? You have a lawsuit going on because Semler Scientific wants to merge with Strive, and investors are like, what the hell business are we in? Semler Scientific used to be a medical company, some sort of medical crap. So yeah, they're like, yeah, what are we doing here? Valid lawsuit, don't you think? When you first see the lawsuit, you're kind of like, You look at things now and you're kind of like, yeah. Pay attention. Anchorage Digital Bank launches global USD wire transfers, bridging crypto and traditional finance, navigating regulatory hurdles with US bank partnerships. Yeah. Anchorage has a lot of deals. Pay attention to Anchorage. Pay attention to Anchorage, who they're doing business with, all that stuff. They handle a lot of digital custody. Just saying. Bitcoin dropped below 105. It actually hit 104 and change. I think 104,597 might have been lower than that. But we'll get to the numbers in a minute. But you know what? We should get to the numbers now. Let's go do that. So let me pull this. Get my notes out of the way, and we'll start down here. Let's actually look at the markets. So Dow futures down 345 points. S&P futures down 68 points. NASDAQ futures down 311.25 points. There's nothing pretty about this. This is a dark day. Oil down 0.47. US 10-year down 0.013. It's still below that 4% mark that everybody's paying attention to, sitting at 3.963%. People are freaking out over these numbers. All I'm telling you to do is pay attention. Pay attention. Calendar, American Express, Truist, State Street, Fifth Third, Huntington Bank Shares, Regions Financial, Ally Financial, Comerica. Do you get the idea? Pay attention today to today's numbers. All right, we're not getting any U.S. numbers. We shouldn't even look at that anymore. Fear and Greed Index is at 22. We haven't seen this for a very, very long time. Very long time. Dark times. People are panicking. When people panic, I buy. You go panic. I'm going to buy. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy. Just saying. Total value locks, we're under 150. It hasn't seen numbers like this in a long time. It's at $148.425 billion in total value locked. And you can see that Bitcoin has crashed below my 109,337. Look at this. We're approaching the next band down. I forgot who it was, but somebody was mentioning last night, we could actually wind up seeing Bitcoin go below 100. Possible, but I don't know. He was thinking like 95. And I said, if I don't think so, but if it did, I would be buying. That's why I don't take my dry powder and just jump in. I can't call the bottom. Same way I can't call the top. And I think the recovery, this is a test on my theory. This is a huge test on my theory, because my theory is that we might have a big drop, but we're going to have a quicker than normal recovery. This is going to test it. So we're still falling. We're still falling. And I have not moved yet. My dry powder is still sitting over there. Chilling. We're waiting. Like I said, I can't call the bottom. We have to wait for the bottom to show itself to us. Then I will be all in. That's when I'll be all in. Right? I still won't be using my special dry powder. That dry powder I put into that every single time, every single week. The same way I DCA, same way I put into that dry powder. The dry powder that I would put in is all of the profit, not really profit, but kind of profit from what I had before. I split my dry powder. I'm waiting. I'm going to use this for an opportunity that pops up that I didn't know was going to pop up. A business that might go out of business that I might be able to put my hands on. I'm looking at things like that. Those are big opportunities for me. Really big opportunities for me. Oh, don't feel like doing that. Let's look at the big board. Look at that. Nothing but a sea of red. Nothing but a sea of red. Don't know that one. That's Tether. Gold is green. Of course it is. Who's this one? I don't know who this one is. Who's this? That's Pax Gold. Should have known. So yeah, you're seeing a whole bunch of stuff. This is some kind of wow bit. I'm not touching that. I don't know who the heck that is. But when you look at all these numbers, you're like, whoa, wait a minute. Is XRP gonna test $2? What? So now I have brand new calculations, right? I have brand new calculations because XRP is down so much, Solana is down so much, BTC, ETH, BNB, BCH, ADA, LTC, even DOT, Doge, Link. Look at that number for Link. Look at that number for Doge. SHIB, Pepe, Hype, Ton, Monero. Just look across the board. XLM, Sui, Avalanche, Aave. They're all on wicked sale right now. Wicked sale. You could sprinkle in right now and get some. H-bar down. Everybody's down. Now is when you have to think smart. Now is when you have to think smart. Do your own research. Know your entries and exits, and absolutely invest deliberately. That's the best advice I can give you right now. For me right now, everything's down, and I'm looking at these numbers. Even at these levels, I'm seeing sale prices. That's a mad cool number. I'm seeing sale prices. So yeah, I want you to pay attention to these things. There are massive opportunities out there for you to be able to do stuff. And you want to see what's going on. You really do want to pay attention to it. Let's look over here. Let's see. Yeah, Bitcoin's still traveling around that 104 area. I'm hoping that 100 proves to be, its low point. Its support. That's what I'm hoping for. We will see. I'm hoping 3,500 is for Ethereum. BNB is still over 1,000. Wow. Just saying, there are lots of things that we could be looking at. Let's take a look at the losers today. All right. So let's see. Zcash is down 18.92%. GMB X Factor of 15.48. Astra is down 18.29%. It's at $1.04. Remember I told you people thought I was crazy People thought I was nuts that I had in an order for Aster at $1, and here it is sitting at $1.04. The recovery for Aster is going to be ridiculous. It's got a GMB X factor of 1.3. Yeah, the recovery for Aster, when everything starts to come back, Aster is going to come back mad strong. The recovery for that is going to be insane. I'm expecting to make really good money off of that bag. Really good money. Let's see who else that I'm paying attention to. Aerodrome Finance is down 16.63%. We're talking double digits here. This whole list is double digits. Pay attention. It's got Aerodrome Finance has a GMB X factor of 2.30. Mantle is down 15.97%. GMB X factor of 0.85. Decentraland down 15.94%. GMB X factor of 25.52. And the reason why I'm talking about it is because gaming is starting to make a comeback. So, just saying, everything gets affected. Aave down 15.67% with a GMB X factor of 2.21. Fartcoin down 15.52%, GMB X factor of 6.21. Radium is down 15.33%, GMB X factor of 9.26. SUI is down 14.82%, GMB X factor of 1.32. All these numbers give me easy ways to create math that tell me how much do I think this is going to go up. I think SUI is going to X for me, so I'm not worried about it. That's why I said I'm going to take some of my dry powder and I'm going to sprinkle. And I'm comparing upside. I'm comparing upside based on the probability that I have for each one of these to go up. That gives me two numbers that I can sort by that says you're going to buy these. This is how you should. This is the weighting of what you're going to buy. Just saying. Render down 14.63%, GMB X factor 4.78. Aptos down 14.53, GMB X factor 5.64. Zebek Network down 14.45%, GMB X factor 0.89. Pay attention, folks. We had a lot of stuff going on. We got a lot of stuff going on, and this game is not for the weak. It's not for the weak. If you were going to get in on crypto, I'm going to tell you now, it's probably one of the best times that you could do that. Don't believe me? Go buy my book. Go buy both of my books. Look me up on Amazon, Eddie J. or Eddie Johnson. You'll see two books. Two very, very useful books. I'm not even going to give you the titles. Go look them up. You want both of them. Why? They're going to give you the idea about what crypto is, its history, how it works, all that stuff. Basic information about that, your foundation upon which you can build. The second book tells you how to implement the thought process of do your own research, know your entries and exits, and absolutely invest deliberately. And we use those tools against three specific areas: stocks, crypto, and business. Like if you wanted to buy into a business or something like that, mergers and acquisitions. This is the kind of stuff that you should be paying attention to. Now, just for giggles, I would just want to see, who's up. Ain't nobody up. Ain't nobody up except Pax Gold. Pax Gold is up. Tether Gold is up. I mean, you could expect those, but Pax Gold is up only 3.3%, and Tether Gold is up only 2%. Those are big numbers in precious metals. I'm just letting you know. Those are big numbers in precious metals. Everything else, you're looking at zero movements. What do you start to get into? You start to get into the stable coins as you start to get closer to zero. Anyway, everybody, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. Hope you like what I'm doing. If you do me a favor, smash the likes, tell your friends about this community, because it is a community and not just me talking to a bunch of people. We're an active community that's surrounded by other people that are all focused on what? Growing their bags. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. And absolutely, thank you for your trust. Everybody have a great day. I'll see you tonight for Friday Flips, where we open the floor to almost any question around investing. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.